Greetings, fellow tankers! In this issue, we'll tell you about the new premium vehicles that appear in the 8.2 update. So let's begin. Here we have the AT15A, a British TD on the 7th tier. Its top speed is only 20 kilometers per hour. It packs a 650 horsepower engine that weighs 65 tons. The traverse speed is 30 degrees per second. Its speed and acceleration are far below other vehicles on the same tier. But don't worry, because the AT15A is the most heavily armored vehicle in Tier 7. 228mm thick frontal armor turns it into an analog of the T95. The side armor is 150mm and the rear has 100mm of armor that allows this TD to be surrounded by weaker opponents and survive. The AT15A is very solidly built. If this vehicle gets to the top of the list, it will be virtually invulnerable to all of its opponents unless they know the TD's weak points. Another difference from TDs on the same tier is the quick-firing cannon, a 76mm gun with an average damage of 150 units that can fire every 4 seconds. Excellent accuracy and aiming speed will allow players to feel comfortable in medium and long-range combat. Another feature is its amazing horizontal arc angles. It's a very important factor for the AT-SPGs, because the wide angle allows players to cover a large area with fire and keep the body movement while aiming to a minimum. Besides, you can handle 2 enemies at once, ramming one with your heavy front and firing at the second one. Let's talk about combat tactics. Being in the top of the list, the AT-15A can only be damaged through its weak points. Thick armor on all sides make it a mobile fortress with a very dangerous cannon. The optimal game tactic in this case is either to push forward in a direction supported by allies or defend the flanks. In the first case, we play the role of a battering ram as our allies cover us with fire and don't let the enemy outflank us. In the second case, you need to choose a position to sweep the flank and be protected from artillery fire. Remember, the key to victory here is having good support from your allies. Playing against Tier 8 or 9 opponents is much harder because of the low acceleration, mediocre armor penetration, and low one-shot damage. There is a solution though. Use your excellent armor with a variety of maneuvers and quick-firing gun to try to take a beneficial position that allows you to fire on the enemy's flank. The first allows us to survive several shots from the enemy, because even the Tier 8 tanks have a hard time punching through 228mm of armor, and the second will help support your allies' defense or attack. To summarize, the AT-15A is a unique AT-SPG in its tier. This vehicle will not only help you earn credits and experience, but will also give you a big rush of excitement from the intense fights. This is the TOG-2, a premium Tier 6 heavy tank. The main benefit of this machine is an extremely high HP pool, 1,400 hit points. The tank can't be recognized for its speed or dynamics. The top speed is only 14 kilometers per hour. The armor is also pretty poor. The armor is only 76mm thick all around with nearly vertical angles. The body size of the TOG is amazing and may scare you. On average, it's 50% longer than any tank on the same tier, which in addition to thin armor makes it a vulnerable and easy target. The only redemption for this war machine is an accurate and quick-firing gun. It's nearly identical to the gun of the AT-15A, with 171mm of armor penetration and 150 damage. It just shoots a little slower and has less accuracy. Let's consider the combat tactics. The TOG-2 is a mobile bunker with a dangerous weapon just like the AT-15A, but if the British TD plays with its armor, the TOG-2 plays with a huge HP pool for its tier and a very dangerous weapon. Our goal is to push in a direction while sacrificing our HP. A great gun with good accuracy allows us to damage an enemy while moving. In addition, the tank is great on defense. If you're covered with a good position, you can successfully protect any flank. Remember that going out in the open with this tank is suicide and is strictly prohibited. The huge silhouette and weak armor makes you an easy target for enemy vehicles. This tank can be very effective on a team. 3 TOGs will give the enemy no chance. The results? The tank is very ambiguous. On one hand, the TOG is difficult to use in gameplay. On the other hand, it has undeniable advantages that allow it to be comfortable in Tier 6 combat. This machine is perfect for those who like slow, measured battles. The last tank in our review is a French Tier 8 heavy, the FCM50T. Excellent dynamics are its main advantage. With a weight of 55 tons, it has an engine capacity of 1,000 horsepower and a traverse speed of 40 degrees per second. This vehicle quickly accelerates to cruising speed, has excellent ground clearance, and has maneuverability comparable to the T-44 or Type 59. Though it doesn't have the best armor, 120mm in front and 80 on the sides and stern, it's enough to get ricochets and no penetration from weaker machines. The FMC-50T cannon is like the one on the ARL-44, just a bit better. It has good accuracy, rate of fire, and good armor penetration, which allows it to successfully fire on the move. The tangible disadvantages are low one-shot damage and bad elevation arc angles. The gun really doesn't go down much at all and won't really allow us to take advantage of the terrain. An excellent view range of 400 meters is another important quality of the tank. In combination with a high cruising speed, it will allow players to spot the enemy from afar. The main disadvantages of the FCM-50T is its huge silhouette. In combination with low side and rear armor, it makes the tank's #1 enemy the Arty. Let's consider the combat tactics. Thanks to a good weapon and high speed, this tank looks just as good at the list's top as it does in the bottom. Its job is to occupy key positions faster than the enemy and wait for allies to come, like the medium tanks do. The advantage is that thanks to its speed, this tank always has time to come and help. The FCM-50T is one of the fastest and most mobile members of the premium vehicles. It's likely to appeal to players who like speed, driving, and adrenaline rushes. This concludes our overview. Thank you, and see you soon.